Hello there. Thank you for tuning in. My name is John Leary, and we are about to do 60 minutes of recovery yoga. You're just going to need a mat or an open space to work. Go ahead and meet me on your back. You can extend legs long in front here. Alternative option, bring the soles of your feet to touch as your knees fall out and down towards the side of your mat. Work your shoulder blades in underneath you, nice and even as your chest perches up. Arms are out to your side, palms face up. Readjust your skull so that your neck is nice and long. And just begin to scan your body. Notice the places where you're flexing your muscles and holding tension. Maybe the insides of your hips, your shoulders, your jawline. Notice if you're squeezing your eyelids shut. Bring your attention to your breath. Using your attention to coat each inhale and each exhale. On your next inhale, breathe in through your nose and feel your belly and chest expand. Exhale, chest down, belly button to spine. Inhale, belly rises, chest expands, and now your collarbone moves up towards your chin. Exhale, collarbone down, chest depresses, belly button to spine. Continue to breathe with your own breath. Slow your breath down by constricting your throat on each inhale and exhale. Imagine that you're trying to breathe through a hole in the front of your neck. Notice where your attention is. If at any point tonight you recognize that you're lost in thought and you're no longer paying attention to your breath, use that as an opportunity to let go and reset on your breath. Recognize that the objective is not to stop thoughts from occurring, but to repeatedly recognize when you've become caught up in a thought and to use that opportunity to train your attention by refocusing on your breath. In time, bring your attention back to your body as you bring your knees into your chest and reach for the outside edges of your feet. Happy baby. Arms are on the inside of your knees. Knees are up near your armpit. Maybe rock side to side. Massage out your low back. Push up towards the ceiling through your heels as you pull down on the balls of your feet. See if you can ground your lower back flat on the mat. Feel the stretch in your hips and low back. Release here and begin to rock forward and back and eventually meet up in a cross-legged position at the front of your mat. Shins crossed here, your feet are underneath your knees, feet are flexed so that your toes point forward. Plant your hands down next to your hips and inhale to push down through your palms, lift up out of your shoulders. Let your hips just swing side to side in the air here before you set them down just a little bit more flat. Inhale to circle your arms out, around, and up. And then exhale, hands forward, touch down to the mat, forward fold, round your upper back, tuck your chin in, release the back of your neck. Use your breath to move deeper into the pose. Each inhale, spider tip your fingers forward, and each exhale, release your chest forward and down. Next inhale, walk your hands back to center, sit up tall. Go ahead and switch the arrangement of your legs. I had my left shin in front. I'm going to put my right shin in front here. Cross-legged position. Feet underneath your knees. Feet flexed. Toes point forward. Hands plant down next to your hips. Inhale to lift up out of your shoulders and let your hips hang. And exhale to set your hips down. Inhale, circle your arms out, around, and up. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Upper back rounds, chin tucks, neck releases. On your inhale, spider tip fingers forward. Exhale, chest forward and down. In time, fingertips walk in, torso comes tall. Put your hands down next to your hips and push over your knees. Transition to a tabletop position. If you need to, reposition yourself on the mat, but meet with your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Toes can be tucked or untucked here. Try to rotate your elbows so that the inner portions are pointed towards the front of your mat like headlights on a car. Pull your lower belly in up towards your spine. Take the curve out of your low back. Feel the top of your head extend forward long through your spine. Next, inhale, drop your belly down, pull your shoulders back, and take your chin up for cow. Exhale, push the mat away, round through your upper back, and tuck your chin down for cat. Inhale, belly down, shoulders back, chin up. Exhale, mat away, round your upper back and tuck your chin. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Continue to move with your own breath. Focus on keeping your hips directly over top of your knees throughout the movement. In time, meet in a neutral tabletop position. And on your next exhale, walk your hands long in front, forehead comes down to touch the mat, puppy dog pose. Hips are still stacked over top of your knees. Toes can be tucked or untucked here. Your fingertips are spread wide, engage down through your palms. Push your hands down into the mat and squeeze them towards your midline. Feel your shoulders engage. Stretches in your upper back, underarm area, and triceps. In time, hands walk back underneath your shoulders, tabletop. Tuck your toes under here, come up into a plank position, shoulders over top of your hands, straight line from your heels through your hips to your shoulders. Inhale to move your shoulders north of your fingertips, and then exhale to chaturanga down. Elbows stay over top of your wrists as you come down onto your belly. Extend your arms long in front here, palms face down. We're going to twist through the torso for this thoracic stretch. Keep your feet about where they are. We're going to inhale to open the left arm up towards the left side of the mat, and then exhale to drop your torso open towards the ceiling. Palms are face up towards the ceiling, fingertips extending long towards the top of your mat. Feel like you're wringing out your back. Straighten through your left leg. Flex your left foot so that your toes are coming back towards your face. And then try to rotate your left toes down and your left heel up towards the ceiling. Feel a stretch across the outside of your left hip. In time, inhale, rotate back to center. And then exhale, release down. Opposite side. Next, inhale, open your right palm up towards the right side of your mat. And then exhale to drop your torso open towards the ceiling. Palms are faced up. Fingertips extend towards the front of your mat. Straighten your right leg and flex your right foot, toes back towards your face. And then rotate your right toes down and your right heel up towards the ceiling. Feel a stretch on the outside of your right hip. In time, inhale to rotate back to center, and then exhale, release down. Pec stretch with the left arm. Take your left elbow out to the side of your mat. Your left elbow is in line with your left shoulder. 90-degree bend in your left elbow. Fingertips point forward. Right hand plants underneath your right shoulder. Drive your left shoulder down towards the mat. And then inhale, lift your right leg up, and exhale, bend through your right knee. Chest is opening up towards the right side of the mat as you drive your left shoulder down. Stretch on the front of your left shoulder into the left pec. Right hand can stay down on the mat, or you can wrap it around your low back. With your right foot, you can leave it hang, or you can try to plant the sole of your right foot down on the mat and rotate your knee up towards the ceiling. Inhale, rotate to center. Exhale to release down. Opposite side here, right arm out to the side, right elbow in line with your right shoulder. 90-degree bend in your right elbow, fingertips are pointed forward. Left hand under your left shoulder. Drive your right shoulder down towards the mat and inhale to lift your left leg. As you exhale, bend your left knee. Chest opens up towards the left side of your mat. Stretch across the front of your right shoulder into your right pec. Left foot can hang, or you can drop it down onto the mat. Left sole plants, knee rotates up towards the ceiling. In time, inhale to rotate to center and exhale to release down. Gonna work on the back of the right shoulder here. Roll onto your right side. Your right arm extends long towards the left side of your mat here. Kind of lay so that your right shoulder is almost in front of your torso. Now, bend your right elbow, 90-degree angle, fingertips are pointed straight up, palm is pointed down towards your feet. Grab hold of your right wrist and then use your next exhale to push your right palm down towards the mat. Begin to feel a stretch on the back side of your right shoulder. Just gently applying pressure on the right wrist. You can stay in this position statically, or you can move with your breath, using each inhale to bring your hand up to a neutral position, and then each exhale to push down. In time, bring your arm back to a neutral position, switching over to the left arm. Go ahead and lay on your left side. Lay so that your left shoulder is in front of your torso. Bend your left arm so that your elbow's at 90 degrees. Grab a hold of your left wrist. Inhale at center, and then exhale to push your left palm down towards the mat. Stretch on the back side of your left shoulder. You can stay in this position statically, or you can move with your breath, using each inhale to come up to neutral and each exhale to push down. In time, releasing your left arm and coming to meet face down on your mat. Push up into a tabletop position. Tuck your toes under and then sit your hips back onto your heels. Hero's pose. Your hands can stay down on the mat here, or to add more of a stretch to the bottoms of your feet and Achilles tendons, begin to bring your hands up onto your quads, lifting your torso tall. Try to lift your rib cage up, pulling your lower belly in. Inhale, roll your shoulders up towards your ears. And then exhale, shoulders down and back along your spine. Let your eyes fall shut. Come back to your breath. In time, lean your weight forward. Plant your hands down flat on the mat. Keep your toes tucked under here. Spread your fingertips wide. Push down through your palms. Inhale here. And then exhale. Push your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Begin to straighten through one leg and then the other. Continue to push down through the palms of your hand. Trying to lift your hips high and lengthen out your back. Feel the stretch through your mid-back here as you move your hips and hands in opposite directions. On your next inhale, take your right leg high, three-legged dog, toes point straight down towards the mat. Next, exhale, bring your right foot forward and plant it between your hands. Drop your left knee down to the mat, finding a low lunge here. Right knee's over top of your right ankle, right toes are pointed forward. Next, inhale, lift your arms tall, come up into a cactus lunge position. Try to pull your shoulders down and back your spine. Fingertips are still extending tall here. Your arms come into a bit of a U shape. Inhale, fingertips tall, and then exhale, take your U off to the right side. Feel a stretch from your left hip up into your left tricep, trying to rotate your chest open and up towards the left side. Notice the tendency to collapse down onto your right side. Try to use your torso and stabilize yourself. On your next inhale, bring your arms back to center, and then exhale, bring your hands down, frame your right foot. Inhale here, and then exhale, straighten through your front leg as you lift your back knee, pushing your hips back into a long lunge position. Stretch on the right hamstring. Keep a micro bend in your right leg. If you want to add a calf stretch to this, begin to drop your left knee down towards the mat, hovering your left knee, stretch in your left Achilles tendon. Try to pull your right hip back as you slip your left hip forward here. In time, bend into your right knee. You're in a lunge position. Back knee is lifted. Plant your hands down, framing your front foot, and then step your right foot back. Find downward facing dog. Maybe bend through one knee and then the other here. Notice the imbalance in your legs. Next, inhale, left leg goes high, three-legged dog, toes point down. Exhale, bring your left foot forward, plant it between your hands, and drop your back knee down, low lunge position. Left knee is over top of your left ankle, left foot points forward. Next, inhale, bring your arms up into a crescent lunge position. Pull your shoulders back and down your spine. Arms come into a U shape. Inhale, fingertips tall. And then exhale, tilt your U off to the left side. Trying to rotate your chest towards the right side and up towards the ceiling. Stretch from the right hip into the right tricep. Notice the tendency to collapse down on your left side. Stay long and tall. In time, inhale, come back to center, and then exhale, hands come down, frame your left foot. Tuck your back toes under, lift your right knee up. Inhale here, and then exhale, straighten through your left leg. Keeping a micro bend in your left knee. Feel the stretch in your left hamstring. If you want to add a calf stretch, drop your right knee down and hover it. Stretch in the right Achilles. Try to slide your left hip back as you rotate your right hip forward. In time, bend into your left knee. Plant your hands down to frame your left foot, and then step your left foot back, downward facing dog. Walk out your legs as you try to lift your hips high. Settle in here. Lengthen through your back. Inhale, lift your hips high, and then exhale, tiptoe your feet forward. Try to keep your palms flat, knee bend here as you make your way to the front of your mat. You can lift your hands off the mat and find a ragdoll position, grabbing opposite elbows with each hand. Maybe bringing your hands to meet on the back of your neck. In time, your hands drop down. Inhale, halfway lift, hands come to shins, 90-degree bend at your waist. Breathe here. Pull your shoulders back and down your spine. Feel the top of your head extend forward. Weight is in the balls of your feet. Tension is on your hamstrings. Inhale here. Exhale, forward fold down. Inhale, engage your quads and then your glutes to circle your arms out, around, and up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Finding a mountain pose at the front of your mat. Bring the balls of your feet together. Heels are slightly apart, edges of your feet parallel with the long edges of your mat. Ground down through your big toe, lift all the others, spread them wide and plant them down. Feel all four corners of your feet ground down into the mat. Engage your legs, feel your quads rotate out. Lift your rib cage up, belly button pulls in. Inhale, shoulders up to your ears, and then exhale, shoulders back and down your spine. Broad across your chest, palm face forward. Tuck your chin down, lift up through the top of your spine, and let your eyes fall shut. Feel rooted to your mat, and bring your attention back to your breath. Let your arms fall down to your side. And relax your body. Let your eyes open as you circle your arms out, around, and up. Exhale, swan dive, flat back down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale down. Frame both of your feet and step your right foot towards the back of your mat, runner's lunge. Walk your left foot to the left edge of your mat. Both hands are on the inside of your left leg. Lizard lunge on the left side. You can keep your right knee tall, or you can drop your right knee down to meet the mat. Wherever you are, inhale, chest tall, and then exhale, chest forward and then down. Come onto your forearms or stay tall on your hands. Wherever you are, tuck your chin, release the back of your neck. You can stay here in lizard lunge or find a quad stretch. To find the quad stretch, maybe scoot your back knee in slightly, right knee's down on the mat. Lift your torso tall, right hand comes to left knee, and then reach your left hand back, grab on the outside edge of your back leg. Rotate your gaze to go towards the back of your mat, trying to lift your torso tall so you can twist at the low back. And if you're in the quad stretch, with control, release your back leg and come back to center, Hands plant down on the mat. Slip your left knee back into a tabletop position. Lizard lunge, right side. Bring your right foot up, plant it on the outside edge of your mat. Both hands are on the inside of the right leg. Back knee can be down or tall off the mat. Wherever you are, lift your torso tall and then exhale torso forward and down. You can stay tall on your hands or drop down onto your forearms. Wherever you are, tuck your chin and release your neck. You can stay in lizard lunge or to transition to a quad stretch. Slip your left knee forward, left knee's down on the mat as you lift your torso tall. Left hand, right knee. Right hand reaches back for the outside edge of your back foot. Lifting your torso tall, trying to twist and take your gaze towards the back edge of your mat. If you're in the quad stretch, with control, release your back leg and bring your hands back down to the mat at center. Pigeon pose, right leg. Heel toe your right foot across your mat. Drop your shin down. Right knee towards the front right corner of your mat. Right ankle underneath your left hip. Left leg points straight out behind you. Feel your hips suspended in air, not sagging to one side or the other. Inhale, chest tall, and then exhale, chest forward and down. If your forehead's down on the mat, keep your hands where they are. Lift your forehead and move it forward 2 inches. Try to drag your right hip back as you slide your left hip forward. And let your breath flow. In time, plant your hands down to lift your chest tall. Spider tip your fingers so that your palms are off the mat, and then pull your elbows back and down towards your hips. Broaden across your chest and take your gaze up. Back bend here. In time, release your back bend. Drop off onto your right hip. Swing your left leg long in front. Chicken wing your right leg. Right sole is in on the left thigh. Bend your left knee. Flex your left foot back towards your face. Inhale, circle your arms out around and up, and then exhale, fold over your left leg. Reach for your ankle or foot. Round your upper back, tuck your chin down, and release your forehead down to your knee. Feel the stretch in your low back. Time, inhale up. Pigeon pose, left leg. Rotate your right leg out and around behind you. Left shin comes down across the front of your mat. Left knee, front left corner. Left ankle underneath your right hip. Right leg extends straight out behind you. Feel your hips suspended in air, not sagging to one side or the other. Inhale to lift your chest tall, and then exhale, chest forward and down. If your forehead's down on the mat, keep your hands where they are. Lift your forehead and move it 2 inches forward. Tug your left hip back as you slide your right hip forward. In time, lift your torso tall, spider tip your fingers, palms are off the mat, pull your elbows back and down towards your hips, broaden across your chest, and take your gaze up, back bend here. And in time, release your back bend. Drop onto your left hip and swing your right leg long in front. Left leg is chicken winged. Bend in your right knee. Right toes flex back towards your face. Inhale to circle your arms out around and up. And then exhale, fold forward over your right leg. Round your upper back. tuck your chin and let your forehead release down. Stretch in your low back. Time. Inhale up. Exhale. Extend your left leg out in front of you. Both legs are now out in front. Get some space between your heels. Your knees are bent. Your toes fall off to the side. Inhale, lift your chest tall. And then exhale, snake your hands underneath your shins. Grab onto the outsides of your feet. Inhale to lift your chest, and then exhale, pull on your heels to move your chest forward and then down. Release your chin to chest, round your back, and feel the stretch in your low back and hips. Slowly unsnake your arms, bringing your torso tall. Grab onto the outside edges of your feet again here. And then slowly rock onto your back into a happy baby position. You can move side to side. Notice how your body feels different than the first time you were here. Bring your knees into chest. Squeeze your knees in here and then exhale, extend your legs long in front. One final posture here, reversed plank. Get maybe 6 or 7 inches between your heels, ground down through the back of your heels. Arms go out and down at a 45-degree angle, palms face up. Tuck your shoulder blades in underneath you. And on your next exhale, drive your hips up, pushing down through your heels and your shoulders. Breathe here. Next exhale, release down. Deep inhale. Exhale, drive your hips up. Breathe. Trying to lengthen each inhale and each exhale. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale, release your hips down. Get distance between your heels, let your toes fall off to the side, and settle in for final relaxation. Release any tension in your hips or your shoulders. Notice if you're squeezing your jaw. Relax the muscles along your jawline and at the edges of your mouth, the corners of your nose, and between your eyebrows. Let your eyelids rest gently and let your breath flow. In time, bring sensation back to your fingertips and toes. And at your own pace, come to meet up in a seated position, front of your mat, eyes closed. Finding one final moment of silence together. Inhale, circle your arms out, around, and up. Exhale, hands to forehead, to mouth, and to heart center. thank you very much for tuning in and sharing your presence here for the last 60 minutes. Again, my name is John Leary, and if you'd like to tell me your thoughts about the class or add suggestions for next time, please use the link in the description below. And until then, be well.